Sam Eckert, Exhibition Manager. Thank you all for joining us tonight to celebrate the opening of this interactive exhibition, a year-long journey of work by the artist Joan Feierabend. Multitudes consists of 365 unique works of art, one painting made every day of the year is an example of a dedicated art-making practice. Joan invites you to look carefully, connect with an artwork, and choose. This idea of Joan's is a wonderful opportunity to own and enjoy an original work of art for many years to come. And as you know by now, the artist is generously donating all proceeds to support Ava. Woo! Thank you, Joan. A few weeks ago, Benta Torgerson dropped by the Ava office and gave us a newspaper clipping featuring an exhibition at Ava when Ava was still located in Hanover, New Hampshire. Benta was at the time Ava's executive director. The exhibiting artist was Joan Feierabend, formerly Joan Dickvig. I met Joan during COVID when I moved into the house next door to hers. I was thrilled to learn that my new neighbor was an artist. Once we could gather and enjoy a glass of wine together, we learned of our mutual Ava connection. She shared with me her history with Ava and how she often participated in live model drawing sessions and showed her work in various Ava exhibitions over the years. Funny how life has a way of connecting people. Joan Feierabend studied at the Pratt Institute of Art in Brooklyn, New York, and earned her MFA from Vermont College of Fine Arts in Montpelier, Vermont. She had a long career as an art teacher, teaching students in grades 1 through 12. K through 12. In Chelsea, Vermont. Joan lives in Randolph, Vermont, and by the way, is an amazing gardener.
That's true.
Please welcome the artist, Joan Feierabend.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam, for that really wonderful introduction. I'm going to, can everybody hear me all right? Okay. I'm going to read this because I don't want to skip anything and I'm a little nervous. Okay? So, and if I go too fast, please tell me and I'll slow down.
Just a little bit further down line. Just a touch.
Okay, is this better?
It's just that if you're too close.
Too close. There's,
Yeah, that's got enough.
is that good?
That's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay here. Okay. What can I say about my 80th year? I'm 80. The year didn't start on my birthday or New Year's Day. This 365-day commitment began on October 1st, 2022, after Samantha Eckert, my neighbor, suggested I have a show with other original Ava members to celebrate Ava's 50th year anniversary. As a reluctant exhibitor who only says yes to requests for shows, not only because I believe the universe is making me do it, but because I imagine there's something I need to know. I agreed to participate and then wondered what could I show. The show date was a little more than a full year away. That is what gave me the idea to do my second 365-day daily project. Somehow figure out a way to show the work, and an idea for this show began. One thing I knew, given my previous history, I had not yet done work that would be shown. Individuals who have trained for a marathon, studied for the bar, or tried out for the Olympics have an understanding for this kind of goal-setting approach. That is, to prepare oneself by committing time, energy, extraordinary focus, and persistent effort over a long period of time. Goals have an end point, some form of judgment on how well one did. To put all of my skill, training, understanding, and pure ability to just hang in there and show up for an artistic daily challenge was my choice for my 80th year. I also had a practical reason. I was relatively free experimenting with concepts for my work, but I was rather negligent about finishing them. Finishing a painting every day would force me to practice coming to an end point with each piece. There will be no medals or degrees. My success will be seen if I don't have many, or ideally any paintings to take home when the show is over. This sounds like a very strange objective when I put it into words like that, but that's my hope. As all good self-help gurus would say, it is the journey, not the destination. It, in this case, refers to what I learned from working every day for a year with the idea of calling one painting finished. One painting finished every day. What am I getting by doing the work and then being able to receive the profits? I anticipate an aha moment from this year that allows a chosen piece of my art to flow into the world without monetary concerns. Here are some examples of what I mean by aha moments. In preschool, I discovered the beauty of symmetry and pattern, and my sisters and I discovered and decorated our driveway with stones, twigs, flowers, leaves, because we felt a dead wasp deserved a proper funeral. I had an early childhood fear while I was copying a Mickey Mouse drawing. My drawings are very much like putting letters of the alphabet in a certain way to spell a word. You just have to get the right lines and the right shapes in the right place, and you have to have them going in the right direction. I thought drawing Mickey Mouse was a lot more fun. Later, I discovered that if I shaded a drawing, it looked like it was three-dimensional and it existed in space. When art became a daily practice, I learned I needed to get out of my own way with painting or drawing. It is like listening well instead of talking. The paintings were coming from some other intelligence that was using the work to teach me something about being alive that I needed to know to live well. One time, an experience with a painting taught me that to be an artist, I needed to be seeking what I didn't know rather than demonstrating what I had already learned. Philip Guston helped me understand with this quote: studio ghosts. When you're in the studio painting, there are a lot of people in there with you. Your teachers, friends, painters from history, critics, and one by one, if you're really painting, they walk out. And if you're really painting, you walk out. So I learned to dance and found a way to silence my ego and was taught to paint from a different center. I used guidance from the pendulum for my paintings for about 21 years. During that era of artistic development, my practice also included drawing and painting from life to grow my seeing skills, and daily sketchbook drawing to trigger my imagination for unconscious symbols. The pendulum taught me an entirely new set of symbols, a unique way to find a draw, and an unusual way to apply paint. These instructions were completely different from the methods instilled in art school. While teaching, I discovered that drawing is a skill that can be learned and would only develop if a student was interested and enjoyed practicing. Drawing is not some elusive talent one is born with. Furthermore, skill is a tool. But by itself, skill is not art. Art comes from the creative spirit within all of us. Creativity is a function of our brain that needs and deserves attention. Focus, practice to nurture and develop us as part of a healthy living organism. Lewis Hind's book, The Gift, offered what felt like the true meaning of art. Creativity is part of a life force that has been endowed to all of us living beings. It is our gift. What we do with it is up to us. Did my efforts during this year of daily practice offer any unique revelations? Yes, it did. I realized once again that the creative brain is like the body. It is thus challenged daily to keep it strong and vital. I also found a new interest and respect for individual taste in art. How many of us have heard, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like? I believe you can say this with pride. Art is a language that speaks differently to each of us. My desire is to open myself to that language and pay attention, not so I can paint what you want, but so I can hear what you hear from a piece of work. Our educational system focuses on strengthening specialized areas of our brain, but each of us comes into life and learning equipped with two hemispheres that need developing through practice and activities designed to make us well equipped to understand the big picture, as well as how to function within the system. Why is it that so many educators choose to think that creativity is something that has no place in schools? It is vital for us to understand that we are all small, unique, but important parts of something vast and possibly immortal. Our earthly body is the crucial benefactor when its residents are vital and can live in harmony. Is our main responsibility in life to develop our best selves as part of a life force? I believe it takes a lifetime of using our unique gifts to discover our authentic self. What better use of individual authenticity than to serve the health of our planet? Please consider using our whole brain and developing our creative spirit as part of becoming our best selves. Thank you, Ava, for giving me an honorable way to exercise my creativity during my 80th year. It has been a joy. I hope you have some questions for me, so I can talk without reading from a piece of paper. Yes.
Can you tell us about the questions that are on the backs of the book?
Thank you for asking. The questions on the back are from 2015 and 2016, the last time that I formally used the pendulum for an art practice. The fact is that the pendulum said that I had to stop using it to make art. It threw me out. And it had a purpose. It wanted me to engage again as a person. It had a lot of information for me. And the information came in the form, the last use was the year I moved, downsized, as you older people know we do. Anyway, I was downsizing and I did a 365-day drawing project. And the pendulum wanted to offer questions at the end of it. And so I used a Douster's question card that looks like this. It has letters of the alphabet and numbers, and yes and no. This is what the pendulum looks like. It's like a plumb bob, okay? What it would do, I would ask it how many words were in the question. It would give me how many words, and blank, 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 blank. And then I would say, what word do you want to give me first? And it would say the third word, the second word, or whatever word it was. And then I would say, what does it start with? And it would give me the first letter, and then the second letter. And usually after 2 letters, I could start guessing, and I would get a cheat and get out a dictionary, you know, go by the letters, you know, and I would get the words and I would put them together, and it would be a question, but it was a question that would take me forever to try and answer, because it was like a Zen koan. It was like a question you couldn't really answer. And I thought it would be interesting somehow to get them out into the world, and sort of like a fortune cookie. So that's what you got. You got, if you picked a painting, you got a little question from the pendulum, and I suggest you ponder on it. And that's what that is. So thank you for asking. I also included questions in my cards. I like giving a gift to everyone who comes to my show. I feel gratified for your presence here. And I wanted you to have something just as a gift from me. So there are cards that you can use it, you know, and inside is a little fortune cookie question from the pendulum. And if you got one of the paintings after March, I started putting current questions, which I also do. I do a question a day. I do a paint every day. And I'm just really interested in keeping that practice going on a daily basis. I find if I stop, the flow stops. Creative flow is a little bit like turning a faucet. If you kind of got a nice flow going, you really don't want to stop it. So, yeah. Okay. Any other questions about the show? Yes.
Joan, did you say something about the process of the layering that you do and the materials that you choose?
Yes, of course. The paintings are all done on chipboard. I ordered 400 pieces of chipboard, and I paint, and my first step was to paint all 400. Two coats of gesso on both sides. And then I was interested in using a blot. A blot for this series of paintings means to me a way of taking a piece of crumpled up cloth and either removing wet paint or putting paint down. So I would just put it in the paint and put it on the painting, and I could do it multiple times. And if the painting had an underpainting of color, which I did with rollers, I would tint the surface sometimes with a roller, and I was really experimenting. I generally have been an oil painter, and these are done in acrylics, so it's kind of a new medium for me. And I just wanted to see what would happen if I did things. So I was experimenting a lot, and I would experiment on about 5 to 20 paintings every morning with changing the surface. And I'd do the blots, and I'd paint the room and use stencils that I made or whatever, until I finally came to a place where the painting says, finish me. And then I would follow it. I'd follow the paintings and then I read them after I painted them. Does that answer the question?